Fear gripped members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) loyal to the factional gubernatorial candidate of the party in Delta State, Olorogo David Edevie, as their preferred candidate, was absent from a meeting summoned by the Nigerian Working Committee of the party. Hello guys, this is Vexus Media. Hope you all are doing very well. We would like you all to kindly subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also turn on the notification bell just so you're notified when we upload any video. If you feel like, you can also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. On the news proper, apprehension over Edevie's absence at PDP guber candidates meeting. Edevie was absent at a closed-door meeting called by the National Working Committee of PDP Wednesday with governorship candidate of the party for the 2023 general election. Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, factional gubernatorial candidate of the party, Chief Sheriff, was present at the meeting. Edevie is in court contesting the governorship ticket with Sheriff, faulting the credential presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) by Sheriff. Why the faction loyal to Edevie regrouped and wondered why their principal was not at the meeting where Sheriff introduced himself as the gubernatorial candidate. The faction loyal to the speaker maintained that their leader has been recognized by the party at the national level. The Edevie faction, however, maintained that the absence of our master is tactical and to further have enough proof to use against the speaker. You should know he is an impersonator. Let us wait for the judgment day and truly know who is the candidate, a party leader said. Recall that the Court of Appeal Abuja Division on August 19 reserved judgment on the appeal filed by Sheriff and the PDP. On July 7, 2022, the Federal High Court Abuja faulted the certificates and other documents filed by Sheriff for nomination as the governorship candidate of the PDP. In his judgment, Justice Taiwo of the Abuja High Court disqualified Sheriff as the governorship candidate of PDP in Delta State. Subsequently, Justice Taiwo ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and the PDP to recognize Olorogo Edevie as a candidate of the PDP for the 2023 governorship election in the state. The trial judge had agreed with the plaintiff in the suit that Sheriff ought not to be on the ballot for the PDP governorship primary election on account of supplying false and forged documents to the INEC in aid of his qualification for the governorship election. But not satisfied with the judgment of Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court, Sheriff and the PDP headed to the Court of Appeal to seek redress. On August 8, 2022, the Appeal Court fixed August 19, 2022 as the date for a proper hearing of the appeal case. Please kindly give this video a thumbs up, especially if this is your first time here. Thank you. At the resumed hearing at the Appeal Court presided over by Justice Peter Ige, leading the three-member panel of the Appellate Court, in his ruling, reserved judgment on the appeal filed by Sheriff after all counsels adopted their arguments. Justice Ige disclosed that the date for judgment would be communicated to all parties involved in the case later. Being a pre-election matter, the 180 days stipulated by the Constitution for adjudication of pre-election matters as it relates to Delta State will lapse on September 5th. all the governorship candidates of the PDP, except Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State, who is out of Nigeria, attended the crucial meeting of the party held at the party's national headquarters in Abuja. The controversy surrounding the discrepancies in some documents submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) by the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Mr. Sheriff, has further deepened the uncertainty over the governorship race in the state. Court documents signed by this day show that after a forensic investigation of the qualifications claimed by Sheriff, several distortions were discovered by the investigation. It further indicated that the politician, a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), may be facing a case of identity theft, impersonation, and forgery. The case questioning the veracity of the qualifications of Sheriff was brought before the court by one Everence Ewure at the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. The court had directed the Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence Response Team (IRT) to look at the complaint and get back to it within 2 weeks. The complaint noted that in the course of its advocacy for good governance, it noticed some discrepancies in the records of the defendant. It stressed that whereas the defendant's record with INEC showed that his claim of birth is June 19, 1963, the date of birth contained in the West African Senior School Examination Certificate (WAEC) of 1999 presented by the defendant was November 12, 1979. In addition, the court documents show that whereas the names on record with INEC were Sheriff Oborewori Francis Orowodo, the name in the said WAEC certificate was Obowori O. Francis. The applicants argued that the above-mentioned apparent discrepancies regarding the age and name in the WAEC certificate presented by the defendant when compared with the record of the defendant with INEC caused the complainants to believe that a crime may have been committed by the speaker. According to the court papers, the suspicion made the complainant to commence an investigation into the credentials of the defendant. In the course of the investigation, the document stated that certain students who attended Ogareki Grammar School and graduated in 1999, the same period the defendant allegedly attended and graduated from the school, voluntarily gave statements to the investigation team and also deposed on affidavit. None of the students in the school remember the attendance of the defendant in the school at any time whatsoever, the complainant stated. The court papers further show that the said students, in their statements and affidavits, stated that the defendant was not at any time a member of their class up and until they graduated in 1999. It further contended that forensic investigation showed that it was not the same photograph in the school documents that was presented at INEC in Sheriff submissions. The defendant represented himself and stole the identity of one Oborewori O. Francis and used the same stolen identity and false representation to become a member of the Delta State House of Assembly in 2015 and 2019, the applicants noted. In the meantime, the police in one of the documents showed that they have now begun investigations into the matter. The court materials indicated the security agencies had commenced their own forensic analysis of the photograph on Oborewori's WAEC certificate submitted to INEC as well as the one on his form to the electoral body. One of the documents showed that the police at their forensic science laboratory were examining a case of identity theft, impersonation, and forgery against Sheriff. The security agencies had to determine if the photographs were the same and whether any of the photos were superimposed. Aside the case of alleged fraudulent documents, a court of appeal in Abuja last week reserved judgment in a suit filed by Sheriff challenging a lower court judgment disqualifying him. During the PDP governorship primary in May, Sheriff had polled 590 votes to beat his closest rival, David Edevie, a former commissioner for finance, who purportedly polled 113 votes. Edevie prayed the court to restrain INEC from receiving or recognizing Sheriff as duly nominated as the party's standard bearer and a restraining order barring him from parading himself as the governorship candidate of the party in the forthcoming election.